owning a gun is not an issue. We've gone to a point where news sites like the New York Times report on how pre-pandemic we used to have 30 shootings on average, and post-pandemic it has gone up to 50, exploring what went wrong after the pandemic. The fact is, pre-pandemic numbers aren't normal either in the US becomes such a huge problem. If you try searching, you'll find no single answer. As a nation, we've gotten used to it. And I often wonder, what is it that in this country where we have the most freedom, the most protections, the most money, that we see a school shooting happen every single week? One side talks about how there are too many guns out there and too few regulations governing them. The other side talks about having armed security men at every school at all times, and defends the Second Amendment as almost being sacred. When trying to process both sides, you must realize that they are leaving huge chunks of the issue just to serve their political agenda. I'm a Sikh. My teachers have taught us to be lifelong students and warriors, to be able to protect yourself and others when need be. So owning a gun is not an issue. When it comes to regulation, yes, we have too many loopholes. However, there are other countries with less regulation, yet they don't suffer the same issue that we do. And finally, will having armed security men at every single school solve the issue? Only if they can respond within seconds. And then how many armed men will we need in every school? We have about 130,000 schools in this country. Even then, they cannot respond on the brink of somebody pulling their gun and start shooting. Some damage will be done before any response comes in. What I think we're lacking is the ability to cope with our day-to-day lives, rushing to find a solution to end the issue instead of dealing with it. And this is what has happened at the most recent school shooting in Wisconsin. Anybody that the police investigates with has the same exact thing to say. To them, she was just a normal kid. The brain will go on horrible tangents. Do we have the ability to stop overthinking and realize what we just thought is not something we should do? We can blame regulation, and we should. We can defend the Second Amendment, and we should, and do everything else on the list. But on the core of this issue is just one thing: mental health. And the question to ask ourselves is, what are we doing about it?